Oh, hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody, depending on which part of this oft beleaguered country that you're in. You're watching Rebel Roundup. I'm your host, Sheila Gunn, and I'm joined by my Tuesday regular co-host, my real-life best friend from Regina, Saskatchewan, Lise Merle, who is frantically searching her desk for a pen. And then when we cut to me explaining the nuts and bolts of the show, she can get a pen. Lise, how's it going?
Oh, Sheila Gunn Reid, what a great day to be a woman in Saskatchewan. What a
Yes.
great day. We are brewing on a story, Canada. We sort of teased at it in last week's Thursday live stream.
Yes.
I was in the town of Lampman, Saskatchewan. This is the leapfrog capital of the world, 2 hours southeast of the capital of Regina. Sometime in the 70s or 80s, I think, they leapfrogged from Lampman, Saskatchewan to Regina. And
What?
we got yes, it's true. It's such a fascinating place, and we found a story in Lampman, Saskatchewan, that is a game changer for women and girls in the province. So stay tuned, everybody. It's a great day, though, Sheila. It really
Yes,
is.
wonderful. I'll tell everybody what we're doing around here. We already were told by Olivia we can't go late today. I guess they need the studio. We're going to cut to just me on the screen, wherein my best friend can find a pen while I explain to you that if you are watching us on Rumble, that's an excellent free speech platform. And if you want to support the work that we do here at Rebel News out of the goodness of your heart, instead of what the government makes you do with failing mainstream media outlets and just extracts money from you to give to them, you can leave a Rumble rant. That's their paid chat over there. And if your Rumble rant is over the $5 US cutoff, we are hereby reading it on air. If it's under that, we'll do our very best, time permitting. If you are watching us on YouTube, that remains a censorship platform, yet we are remonetized over there. So if you want to leave us a super chat, that's their paid chat. Same rules apply, but if you miss a live version of the show, there's an extra way that you can support us, and that's by way of a paid comment called a super thanks. And we ask this from you because we'll never take a penny from any level of government to do the work that we do to hold them to account. So those are the rules. Lise has a pen. Let's get into the show. The NDP, I guess in Alberta, is circulating an anti-parents' rights petition. And it's as popular as you think it is. 50 signatures approximately on this thing. Let's take a look at this video from Facebook.
My name's Corey Rennie. I do the unemployable counselor stuff around town. Yeah, I think we met before. Kevin? Cameron, right on. So, you guys got lots of folks coming in today?
Yeah, we've had lots of people stop by.
Oh,
We have
Carla
nearly
Beck.
50 signatures on this petition, which is the petition to repeal Bill 137.
Okay.
We call on the government of Saskatchewan to immediately repeal the bill, and of course, if we form government, that would be one of the first things that we repeal.
Okay. So for everyone on here, what is Bill 137?
Bill 137 is a bill that essentially forces teachers to out trans children to their parents without their consent. So it's been flagged. The Sask Party government had to use the notwithstanding clause in order to implement it, partly because it's considered largely considered unconstitutional and infringes on rights. So that's why they had to use that.
I was going to say, it sounds like a human rights issue.
It is, yeah. And the U of R Pride is taking it to the Supreme Court of Canada to challenge it on those grounds.
Okay.
So there's a potential that it does get repealed, but we want to make sure that people are aware of it and acting to protect trans children.
Fair enough. Well, that's a pretty good cause, man. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's good, man. Almost 50 people signed and lots of people coming through.
Oh, totally. Yeah. We're also selling some shirts here.
Nice.
Say that.
Nice. I've seen a few of those floating around. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're going to be everywhere.
There you go. Yeah, we got candy, stickers. If you want to volunteer,
Candy.
And,
nice.
Just here to show support.
Right on. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with us a little bit here, and we'll touch base later.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, guys. You betcha. Thank you. You got her?
Okay, I mistakenly said that this was in Alberta, but this is in Prince Albert. And the Prince Albert Pride celebration is as large as you think it is.
Yeah. Tens of people in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan got together. Okay, tens of people were lured by the NDP with free candy, like
weirdos.
Nothing.
That's a little on the nose.
That. But what they divulge here is everything. If the NDP were ever to form power in Saskatchewan, they would remove rights from parents to know things about their children.
Immediately, they said, as one of the first things they would do.
The first order of business. Remember when Scott Moe said that his first order of business was to restore sanity to washrooms in Saskatchewan? He was going to do biological sexes. He sort of tiptoed that back. I'm going to give him every reason, though, in these next couple days to absolutely drop the hammer on this. But these people are lunatics. They are lunatics. These are the people that want to part your children from their families. These are the people that want more control in schools than they already have, and continually every day stonewall parents from being the moral educators, moral and primary educators of their own children's lives. These people, I mean, here you are, Saskatchewan. Every reason never to vote NDP is right here in front of you.
You know, luring people with candy. You don't want me to call you a groomer. Don't act like a groomer.
That's exactly right.
And the level of misinformation and lies here, like, look, if you got to lie to make your point, then maybe you don't have one.
They say that it looks like it's largely unconstitutional. Incorrect, sir. The notwithstanding clause is there for a reason. And it was wielded not only appropriately, but with more restraint than could have been used. Okay. What you guys are doing is off the chain, unhinged in education, and the government of Saskatchewan should act appropriately to shut you down. In the group chat, Olivia, just in the background, they mentioned that You Are Pride has taken the parents of Saskatchewan to court about who the children belong to. Is it the parents, or is it this person that gets to claim that he is a woman? Is it this person? This is who the U of R paired up with. Ariana Giroux, a YWCA of Regina, woman of distinction, you guys. This guy. I wish we could play a real clip. If you want to look in the background of this guy talking, you will see what I mean. But this is who challenged parental rights in Saskatchewan and whose claim has been allowed to proceed through the notwithstanding clause. Sask Party, this is what they're fighting you with. Fight back with the truth.
Right. I mean, and just to point out, where that person at the petition booth says, you know, it basically outs gay kids. No, it doesn't. It stops weirdo activist teachers from socially transitioning kids behind their parents' backs and then keeping it from the parents. And
when their kids start to mentally spiral and erode in their character, this is when they keep the secrets from the parents. And there must be no secrets between children and their own parents in Saskatchewan education. This is what they're advocating for, you guys. One of the things that I did on our Rebel road trip to Southeast Saskatchewan this week was sit in a pedicure chair. Oh, wait, we're going to listen to this guy for a quick second. So this is who You Are Pride and EGAL are arguing together over who has the children in Saskatchewan.
Right, this is who they want us to co-parent with.
Are they going to be safe? Are they going to get the same death threats that I got? You know, because I spent all of my high school experience worrying if I went around the wrong corner, I might be stabbed.
There are laws
and that had
against
nothing
that.
to do with me being queer. It had everything to do with my classmates being homophobic. And so, you know, it's not a perception thing. I think it's everybody's worried about their kids and being fed information that tells them if you ban transness, if you prevent your kid from being trans, you'll keep them safe. Where what the science shows, what the data shows is that supporting their kid in their transition.
We've heard enough. So you guys get what I'm saying, though, right? This is the guy that is arguing the children of Saskatchewan belong to people like him and not their parents. That's what they're arguing at the very heart of this. And
no one is trying to ban transness either. We're trying to ban your weirdo secrets between children and teachers with the parents standing on the outside. And there are laws against death threats. Look, if you were getting death threats from your fellow students, did you go to the police? Because there's a law there that's been broken, allegedly. You don't need to interfere with the rights of all parents because somebody else gave you a death threat.
Girl, this is victimhood to the absolute max. This guy is using his own personal trauma to drive public policy in Saskatchewan. I mean, is this whose experience we're centering for children in Saskatchewan, or is it within their own family units? There is only one correct answer to this. It is that the family is the cornerstone of our society and will continue to be. But in the meantime, we have to listen to the NDP and people like this lecture us about what is best for children that don't belong to them. It is crazy.
Right. And I think both sides of this argument, you know, the wrong side and the right side, both agree that kids experiencing gender dysphoria are at increased risk of suicidality. We disagree, and the outcomes already show which side is right on what is the course.
It's ours. Yeah.
It's ours, because the suicidality does not resolve itself after social and medical transition. It gets
does not.
worse.
It gets worse. So the highest risk time after initial transition is 7 years. This is
Right.
where all of the accolades and the supports drop off. That
Yeah,
the
the fairy
mental
tale fades.
unwellness shows itself to people around this person. I was just starting a story before we showed the video, but
Yeah.
in Estevan, Saskatchewan, I was lucky enough to sit in a pedicure chair for 45 minutes with a trans-identified boy's grandma in the next chair. And we had an incredible conversation. She is a lovely woman, but what I will tell you is their family, she described the new name as a death.
I'm sure.
She grieved it like a death, and she wept to me, a stranger, over the increasingly more severe sort of social and medical transitions that this man is undergoing. We parted as friends. We left with a hug. I got her number. We're already texting. I did not tell her about my book. I did not tell her where I worked. I just wanted to listen to what she had to say. And what I can tell you is this plunges families into chaos that is indescribable. That is indescribable because families have to deny material reality and the truth to accommodate this. And that causes just such an awful sort of wake through the family unit while they try and process this all.
Yeah,
But what I can tell that boy, and he is a boy, he will always be a boy, is his decisions have caused a great deal of pain and suffering to his own mother and grandmother. And while he celebrates Pride this month, just know that I was so proud to meet his grandma. She's a really great lady, and I wish their family the best.
Right. And while his family had to grieve in the moment, he will eventually grieve.
That's right.
7 years out.
Well, and this is where he's at, Sheila. He started at 13 at school. He started at 13 at school. He was encouraged and cheerleaded through the education system to make these decisions, to try out these new identities, because it wasn't just an overnight decision. It was a series of years of grooming into these talking points and the explanations and the lies and the way that they twisted his sense of reality. It happened at school. Grandma told me. And then when he graduated high school, he had this crisis, this medical crisis, where he ended up in the hospital with his mother, and the threat that we've heard so many times: would you rather have a dead grandson or a living granddaughter? Well, that is psychological manipulation to the max. And of course, the family said, we want him to be alive, but that meant affirming his new gender. And now it's 7 years later. He's on all of the medical treatments that he can prior to like any kind of invasive surgeries, we'll say, but that's happening. That's on the menu for him, right?
Yeah.
He's not doing well.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the heart to tell her, like in that moment, that this is a very vulnerable time for her grandson again. And there is a way through it, and it's back to the truth for everybody. I kept that to myself. We left as friends. It was great. My toes are great. Estevan was great, but that's what happened also when I was in Lemon. So thanks for listening to her story with me.
Yeah. I'm happy your toes are great.
Yeah.
We were going to show a clip of us, just a flashback of us encountering the other Women of Distinction award winner, but we'll skip it just time
Let's not.
permitting.
Yeah.
I'll fade out.
Yeah, me too.
Let's watch the Liberals scramble to silence Canada's chief science advisor, who struggled to define the female of the species.
Okay. So before you became chief science advisor, you were a molecular geneticist by training, right? Yeah. So you know a thing or two about X and Y chromosomes. So I wanted to ask you, what is the definition of a woman?
Point of order, Chair.
Point of order. Yes, MP Danko.
It is Pride Month, and understanding Order 18, which prohibits personal attacks, insults, and offensive language.
What?
The accusation,
Sorry,
where this question is going
this is getting into
highly
debate.
offensive. Highly
MP Danko,
offensive.
this is getting into debate.
I'd ask the member to withdraw his comments.
MP Danko,
Asking
this is getting into
someone
debate.
what is a man or a woman is highly
I
offensive.
will deal with it. MP Ho, I would request to be respectful of everybody. Yeah, please.
The census
MP Ho.
asked thank you.
MP Ho,
Thank you,
go
Madam
ahead.
Chair. Resuming, the census asked that question, what is your gender, what is your sex? So I just want to understand what your view is on this.
Point of order, Madam Chair. The
Mohammed.
witness is here in her capacity as the Chief Science Advisor. Her opinion on her opinion on any matter as an individual is actually not relevant to her mandate. And so if the question is within the scope of her mandate, I would be interested to see if Mr. Ho could reframe the question, if he so wishes, within the context of her mandate as the Chief Science Advisor.
In these grant applications, it always asks.
MP Ho, just 1 second. I hope you will frame your questions around what the purpose of the study is today. Thank you. MP Ho, go ahead.
I'm getting to that, so I just want to hear the answer.
Madam Chair,
Again, I asked this because the NRC president last week.
Sorry for interrupting. She's trying to answer you. Yes, we have stopped the clock. She's trying to answer your question, so let her answer.
Can I see how much time I have left?
1 minute and 47 seconds.
All right.
They're filibustering him.
from genetically speaking, we define female as in the animal kingdom as someone with 2 X chromosome.
So, because I asked this because when we had the NRC president here last week on this committee, and he seems to think that the definition of a woman is just a checkbox. So, I just want to get some clarity on that. So, thank you for that. And it's important because we have events like you had an event, you were attending an event back in February about the success of women in STEM. It's important that we know what the definition of a woman would be because we're celebrating the achievements of women in STEM. So.
Watch Vincent Neil Ho. He had a great day yesterday at committee.
Bro.
He was at the immigration committee, just going up one side of an immigration consultant who works for the universities and down the other, just like chewed him to pieces and right down the other side. And then he just did it here at science. Same day. He walked out of one committee, went into the other one, just like a hurricane.
Well, I would like to a small round of applause for a working politician, Canada. Look
33
at him go.
years old, rookie politician from Richmond South. Richmond Hill South.
You know what I love about this guy? He's got beginner's pluck. Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of times people will come out the gate. They're a newcomer to a system and they just ask the questions that need to be asked. I like him. Because what he did was pin down these people about who they believe a woman is. Because as you know, this is a question that is up in the air in Canada. It is a question that has evaded the people of Canada for years, what a woman is. And so I like that they try and pin him down. I found her answer, though, to be slightly denigrating and insulting. She denigrated women to animals. Animals. Excuse me. Could you just quickly clarify what a woman is in terms of like chromosomes, XX, XY chromosomes? Like what is a woman? Well, in the animal kingdom, well, pardon-moi, ma'am. Pardon-moi. Like and then their overreaction. Like never should it be controversial, especially not in the month of June. We're mentioning that 50% of the population, mentioning the group that comprises 50% of the population, should never be controversial to the government. Right. Like, what the hell is this, Canada? Canadian women, this is what their government thinks of you. They think you're an animal and should never be mentioned, like in polite society. Oh, I do believe that our friend Faye once said that
Yeah.
women should be so vilified politically that they would be afraid to speak.
Yeah.
This is what the Liberals are doing right now in the House of Commons. Women, you like
Right.
being treated like this, like animals.
I love, like, it's so like chef's kiss, where they intervene and they say, "Excuse me, madam, but this is trans Lent." And so you can ask these people about these things. This is Pride. This is Trans Advent. This is a holy month. And then they try to silence a woman who is the chief science officer of the country, saying that, no, she can't answer this. It's outside of her mandate. She's the chief science officer of the entire country. She's about to tell you jerks that you're getting science wrong. And I love that Vincent Neil Ho said, this is on the census. So this is government business.
Like, this is not a gotcha question. You know what I mean? This is not a gotcha, even though it kind of was, and it was brilliant. But Vincent, what is it? What is his name?
Vincent Neil Ho, Richmond Hill South. Watch him at immigration. Man, he's good.
Okay.
He was at Science. He's excellent. He's a former business lawyer. But he's
just a whippersnapper.
Just a whippersnapper. He's good. He's good.
Keep going, Vincent Neil Ho. Okay. I don't want you ever to lose this energy. You keep this energy. Amazing.
No.
Well done.
He had one hell of a good day yesterday at committees.
But just so we're all clear, the definition of being a woman or being a female is not like the chromosomes or anything. We are the egg layers. We drop the large gametes. This is the definition of being a woman. So just so everybody's clear, like we'll just have a quick lesson for everybody.
Everybody knows exactly what a woman is. That's why you've never even thought of what the definition is. Like,
right.
You've never even thought of the word because like
you have eyeballs in reality, and we can all tell who the women are.
Yeah, it's like, what is the sky? You know, like
well, and this actually plays out in infant studies. Infants, newborn infants know who the women are because we have been biologically trained to be able to tell the difference, not only for a reason or a matter of survival, but for safety. Because we also need to know who the men are. And biologically, we do. Why we are even having to argue this is crazy, but here we are in upside down world.
Yeah.
In Canada.
What is the wind? What is the sky? What is like this? All just things people know, right? Like it just you've never even thought of trying to articulate what it actually is because it's something like that's within you that you know already, unless you just make it up.
Inherent. It's inherent. That's right. They're trying to distort an inherent truth. This is what they've been claiming. And I think those days where the claims hold water are coming to an end, you guys, because there are just so many of us doing it at the same time. So thank you.
The House of Commons passes a law criminalizing forced or coerced sterilization. And
oh my God.
It's aggravated assault, which carries a maximum penalty of 14 years.
Amazing.
Yes. And they say like some 15,000 Indigenous people were sterilized without consent since the 1890s. I know
that number is much, much higher because of the gender industry in Canada. And I cannot, like, this is great news for people.
Well, that's exactly what Ezra says. So, and people with learning disabilities, Down syndrome,
That's right.
Mental illness, they were also forcibly sterilized when they were confined to institutions. So yes, there should be some justice coming, but as Ezra says, does this apply to transgender affirming surgery? Because a lot of people are coerced or misled into that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And in British Columbia, the statistics indicate that children in social services custody are disproportionately more likely to be sent down a gender pathway, which includes drugs and surgeries that sterilize them. And if we were all to just guess, like all of us just together, guess what demographic of children in British Columbia are in care, which ones would you guess? They're First Nations kids. They are still sterilizing children in Canada. But this law offers us a beacon of hope, because if we can ever get some common sense conservatives into Parliament, we will see the gender butchers of today that celebrate this. You know, the WPATH members and the gender butchers and the people that helped kids along this path go to jail. That's what I'm seeing here. So yay.
Yeah,
Yay
I
for
love when the
justice.
bad guys accidentally pass a law that they might be prosecuted under.
Oh, Tamara Cronus from
Yeah.
Nanaimo Ladysmith stood up and gave a riveting speech about how she is completely against this while being completely blind to the fact that by supporting SOGI, gender affirming surgeries, and gender craziness, that she's actually advocating for her own side to be prosecuted. Like she doesn't seem to know that there's that connection there.
Now,
So
you touched on Indigenous kids in care who are being pushed down this pathway. I'll go the other direction on this.
Please.
The people struggling with developmental disorders are also being pushed down this pathway because girls who are autistic, they are disproportionately affected by gender dysphoria. Why? Because they frequently think like boys because they have problems processing emotions or reacting emotionally. So you get a teacher who says, well, you might be trans, and instead she's just a regular autistic girl who, you know, is a little bit cold functioning in the world. So we're still doing this.
Vulnerable.
To people struggling with gender, or people struggling with developmental disorders.
And just talking this through, Sheila Gunn Reid, what gender, like radical gender theory does is target the most vulnerable kids.
100%.
So this also through COVID was COVID broken kids. We told kids in COVID that the internet was the best place for them. Okay. They had everything taken away from them. They had their friend groups, their sports, their activities, their schedules, their schools, their ability to read human emotion through a mask. We did that to our kids. And then when our kids came to us and said, I don't feel well, I'm desperately unhappy, I'm broken by this, what our public institutions, including schools, did was say to those kids, well, are you sure it's not a gender itch you want to scratch?
Yep.
And they offered them this insane solution that not only didn't address what was actually happening to them, but put a whole bunch of other nonsensical labels and experiences on them that they aren't capable of going through because they are children. And so the faster that we can put an end to this, the better, Canada. And we just appreciate your support so much on this topic.
If you want to go back in time, Barbara Kay has been really, really strong on this. And one of the first people who called it conversion therapy pointed out that it female to male disproportionately targets autistic girls who are just regular autistic girls, but they're not emotional. They don't like girl things. That's okay. But they're being pushed down this transition pathway.
And gay boys, right? And gay boys.
Yeah.
So they're taking little boys that would just turn out to be perfectly normal, healthy, well-functioning, successful gay men and sending them down a pathway of castration and sterilization. How could we be doing this to our kids? It's evil. It's evil what's happened.
All right. Let's hit an ad break. We'll come back on the other side. The NDP have been crazy the last about 36 hours between Avi Lewis and Charlie Angus losing his marbles in a press conference. Just spouting every single conspiracy theory you could imagine to the point where I just dedicated all my Alberta fact checks at 5 a.m. this morning to Charlie Angus.
Amazing.
There's so many of them. So let's hit an ad break. We'll come back on the other side.
Okay.
For generations, many Canadians have preserved more than just firearms. They've preserved history, tradition, competition, memories. But under Trudeau, and now Carney, heirlooms, estates, collectibles, and competition firearms now have to be surrendered and destroyed. While violent gun criminals get pass after pass, openly ignoring any legislation, lawful gun owners are trapped in an increasingly unfair legal system. But we can help. Canada's National Firearms Association's Save Firearms program offers the legal pathway to preserve what matters, while we work towards a political solution. Don't let yours be next. Save history. Save heritage. Save firearms. Visit nfa.ca today to learn more.
Canada's been told to just quit smoking for decades, same message over and over, and yet millions of Canadians still smoke. So let's ask a follow-up question. For those who don't quit, what about change? In 2026, Canada has options that didn't exist years ago. Smoke-free alternatives for adults who would otherwise continue smoking. That doesn't mean risk-free, it means informed choice. If you don't smoke, don't start. If you smoke, quit. But for those who don't quit, change could still be part of the conversation. That's why Canadians should check out unsmoke.ca, an information resource focused on smoke-free alternatives and honest facts, not judgment. Put the lighter down, Canada. Learn what your options are.
In Canada, firearms owners like me understand the importance of safe, effective self-defense options. That's why we're proud to have Byrna as a sponsor. Byrna's less lethal launchers are designed to help protect you and your family without taking a life. Byrna offers peace of mind, accessibility, and a practical layer of personal security for Canadians who value safety. Learn more at byrna.ca/rebel. That's BYRNA.ca/rebel.
We caught Tim Hortons in a whopper of a lie. They said several days ago they're hiring Canadians again, but they're not. They're still exploiting the temporary foreign worker program. And now they're getting belligerent. Earlier today, they called the cops on my colleague just for showing up on a sidewalk reporting about this scam. Unbelievable. You know what, folks? We want you to wear your anger literally on your shirt sleeves. Please go to boycotttims.ca. That's boycotttims.ca. We have some limited edition merchandise regarding Tim Hortons. And guess what? We got a special deal for you. When you get onto that website, use the code HIGHERCanadians. That's Higher Canadians, and you will get a 10% discount. But hurry, this offer ends on June 30th.
Okay, I'm here to tell you that, like, if you watched the live stream yesterday, you know that Ezra jumped in and broke some news, even to me. I didn't even get a chance to read his email that he sent like minutes before I went on air, that Tim Hortons is trying to have our shirts pulled from the Shopify store. So get them now. But also, we've got more in store for Tim Hortons because they have decided to pick a fight with people made for fighting.
Please, can we just have a oh, it's so vulgar. I can't say it on the air, but I already have a t-shirt idea, and it centers around the word double. Okay, that is all I will.
Okay, you know what? Put it in Slack because we've got, look at all of the shirts we put overnight. So let's just go in on them. So we have just the one shirt sitting in the store over like yesterday.
One of each of these.
Mid-afternoon, we had all these going. So Tim Hortons, instead of always fresh, always foreign. We put on the shirt.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tim Hortons, it's not Canadian. Like, we are working on all kinds of product lines, not just t-shirts.
Olivia, let me see the I want to see the close-ups if the store is like, if you can click on one of them and just let me see it up close.
Yeah.
I need these for all of my people. Oh,
foreign worker, Tim Hortons, Canada's favorite foreign worker program.
Holy Hannah. I need one of each of these for the least.
Hire Canadians or lose Canadians. Canadian jobs are worth more than cheap coffee.
Good. Oh, love.
We've got coffee mugs coming, stickers coming, another product. Yeah. Look at this.
Hey,
this is
some
my
travel
boycott
mugs,
coffee.
guys.
Yes, travel mugs are coming.
So good. Yeah. Some travel mugs. I never leave the home without like my
Don't worry, it's not Tim Hortons.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, put these in your offices, guys. Like, does your office need all new coffee cups? Here you have them.
Yeah. We're not done. They said take the shirt out of the store. They went to Shopify, complained about us, and we said, that's how you get more of this. So we've doubled down, and
double down.
Double down. Beautiful. And they're not done fighting with us, but I'll let Ezra break that news. We're just getting started.
I can't wait to see how this goes for Tim Hortons. I cannot wait to see, because once Canadians understand just how much they're paying for that cheap coffee in ways that they can't even envision, well, then I think support for the company is going to drop off. But I, for one, Sheila Gunn Reid, am delighted to have been banned from Tim Hortons. Now, I'm not saying that it's a coincidence, but since Rebel News people have been banned from Tim Hortons, like writ large, I have had 0 cases of foodborne illness. Okay,
Nice.
that is a coincidence. I can check in safe from fecal matter in food. You know what I mean? Like I can just, I don't ever have to doubt that I'm going to get a bad belly anymore because I'm not going to Tim's anymore, like on purpose, because they told us we can't.
We also, I want to tell people about this because this is just, again, you want to pick a fight with us? Let's rumble. Let's dance, Tim Hortons. You can fire away with all the high-priced lawyers in the country that you want to throw at us.
Yeah,
but
your glossy campaigns.
We're built for fighting. We fought the federal government twice. We got our lawyers to do it on a weekend's worth of work. We took down the entire Justice Department's lawyers to get into the debates. You think we're scared of Tim Hortons?
I cannot wait to see the glossy PR campaigns and the way they try and
trying.
spin it. Because you know what, Tim Hortons, we're gonna do a real deep dive into what you do in this moment. And if you're not polite, like Canadians are, and if you don't treat us with care, like we deserve at Rebel News, well, I do believe that's going to all come out in your wash when your financial statements come in. So let's go, brothers. Let's go.
Wow. Like Ezra's got all kinds of little plans and plots
love
going,
this.
but this is one
This
of
is
my
Ezra at
favorite
his
things.
best.
This is him. We're made for fighting. We are, and especially him.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
This is our workplace culture in action. If you've witnessed human rights violations, immigration abuses, or the mistreatment of foreign or Canadian workers by Tim Hortons franchises, send us the details confidentially at timhortons@rebelnews.com.
I love this. I love this for Tim's. I love this for their inedible, disgusting smile cookie campaigns. I love this for all of the people that they forced to work in their donut factories. I love this for all of us. I just can't wait for all of the truth to come out all at once. Shine a light on it, Ezra. That's what you're good at. Keep going, buddy.
You
We
want to
love this
fight?
for us.
You want to fight? You got it. And we're going to be the happiest warriors about it.
That's the crazy thing is Rebel is just full. Rebel is just full of merry-making people who just love to do fun little capers like this. Like we just love it. It is in our DNA. And like I said, it's in the name. Like
You banned
Rebel.
me from a Tim
Rebel.
Hortons store. I'm already boycotting. I'm already boycotting you.
Sir, that is not punishment. That is actually a blessing. And what we are going to do now is sell a whole bunch of t-shirts.
Yeah,
So
you just threatened me with a good time, Tim Hortons.
This is
Anyways,
amazing.
let's move ahead to Avi Lewis. Avi Lewis says that he's the leader of the federal NDP. He is a champagne socialist. Actually, I would go a little further and say he's a champagne communist, well-kept, wealthy, legacy family. He wants a global income tax. So he wants us to make sure that there are no escape hatches for billionaires. So they can't just because money's mobile. You can just pick it up and go somewhere else, right? And if you got a lot of money, that's real easy for you to do. So that's why taxing billionaires more than everybody else is a terrible idea, is because that's how you have fewer job creators in your country. So his solution is straight up Dr. Evil. He says there should be a global income tax to distribute wealth equally across the planet. However, he means people richer than him should distribute their wealth and people poorer than him should distribute their wealth, but definitely not him.
Not him.
And it brought to mind this very recent research from Thomas Piketty, the academic who really set the global standard for mapping inequality globally, who brought out a massive new study on how to manage, how to sustain democracy on planet Earth and prevent the rise of authoritarianism by dealing with extreme wealth inequality within planetary boundaries. And this research suggested that we need a global wealth tax. We need global income taxes to transfer resources from north to south, to deal with a climate breakdown, and to deal with the fact that very few people control most of the wealth on Earth. And it brought to mind
Okay, just hear me out. I think it might be authoritarian to make it so that there's nowhere on the entire planet that you can flee a bad idea. This is how you get Elon Musk creating a colony of billionaires on the moon.
On Mars, or on the moon. Yes, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. No, but did you hear what he was saying there? Like, I thought the only thing that was missing was the Austin Powers naked cat in his hand while he like gently stroked
That's
it.
right.
And talked about a global, that's $1 billion or whatever the line was.
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah.
That's the only thing he was missing was a cat. And it was like the same
And a weird suit. Yeah.
seriousness. That's right. I mean, this is perfect for the NDP to expose what the NDP is really all about, and that's making themselves wealthy and making everybody else poorer.
This is quite literally what they do in North Korea. Now, North Korea does it inside of a country that you can't leave, but he wants to do it on the planet that you can't leave. And again, the only people who could leave the planet are people rich enough to want to go to the moon where they can enjoy their money.
but who else thinks that Mark Carney was listening to that live going, yes, what a great idea.
Yes.
There's a great $1 million.
Yes.
Tenting the fingers, the
Oh,
evil
yeah.
man. Ooh, that's
Evil,
a good idea.
with his villainous posture. Yeah.
Well, but this is a warning that Avi Lewis and Mark Carney should never be in the same room. Okay, ever. They should never get along on anything. We should keep them apart because they have bad ideas, and which would be made disastrous together. So this is our lesson.
You know, Alex Jones, his website, one of his websites is prisonplanet.com. I thought it was sort of tongue in cheek, maybe,
but now you're thinking that's where they're going to send us, just on Blue
We're
Origin
here.
pods. Katy Perry took the test flight.
Right. Yeah, the billionaires are taking the test flights off the planet so the rest of us can stay behind and share our earnings with people who don't work as hard as us.
Like Katie's girlfriend did that,
Right.
or Justin's girlfriend did that. Or
Everybody's
gender they are.
there. It's just girlfriends in that relationship. It's just girlfriends. You're getting it right.
There's some crazy video going on. Can we touch on Trudeau and Katy Perry? Were we going to touch on that?
Yeah, let's let Olivia dig it up while we go through Charlie Angus, because Charlie
Yeah,
Angus,
please. Sorry,
he held a
yes.
press conference yesterday. He's a former NDP MP who now works for an American Interesting, because he's really angry at the Americans. In fact, he compared them yesterday, and I wrote it up. He compared the Americans just simply recognizing or speaking to Western separatists as being akin to working with Iran or China. He said it's treasonous.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Sheila Gunn Reid.
Yeah, you can learn more at albertafactcheck.com. But
good.
former NDP MP Charlie Angus suggests Russia and other state actors, apropos of no proof whatsoever, by the way, are amplifying Alberta's independence movement online to stoke division. He says this is a playbook from the Donbass, so like Russians, from Brexit, from Trump 2016, and to the election of Bolsonaro in Brazil, the Brazilian Trump. Let's watch. He's crazy.
I am particularly concerned about attempts to destabilize our nation by promoting the Alberta separatist cause. We have seen an explosion of online foreign actors spreading disinformation and hate about Canada and Alberta. This pattern of fake pages and offshore bot farms to stoke division is right out of the Brexit playbook. I was on the Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Online Interference following the Cambridge Analytica scandal. I participated in the international hearings of electoral interference in London and then in Washington. We saw the pattern of foreign actors exploiting front groups and stolen personal data to upend democratic elections. It was a playbook from the Donbass to Brexit, from Trump 2016 to the election of Jair Bolsonaro. All of those red flags are present in the Alberta separatist campaign, including reports that the notorious Internet Research Agency of Russia is now involved. They played a pivotal role in Brexit and the Trump victory of 2016 and were subject to a major Justice Department investigation after it was too late. Is Canada naive enough to think things will be different this time?
Zero proof of anything of what he's saying. Bot farms, no proof of that. The RCMP and our public safety minister both said there's zero evidence of foreign interference in this. We know the people involved in the independence campaign. I'm one of them, by the way. And there's no foreign interference. The problem is these people can't understand a grassroots movement of hundreds of thousands of people, 7,000 canvassers, volunteering their time in the dead of winter. They're used to getting paid for their activism on the left, right? They're used to these big foundations giving them money to hate stuff. No one's given the independence movement anything except motivation, and that's come from 100 years of mistreatment at the hands of the feds.
Well, and I think what's so telling there about Charlie Angus is he points to all of these other populist political sort of campaigns that happened in other countries that won and went, well, the only reason those things won was because of interference and because big bad guys from Russia were saying and blah, 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 not because they had good ideas and people were sick of the woke. You know, Charlie, people are just sick of your woke. We are completely tired of it. And just to recall us back, Charlie Angus was one of the worst offenders for anti-Western oil and gas censorship.
Yeah.
He openly advocated for oil and gas censorship to be put into law in Canada. So much
he wanted the CEO, oil and gas CEOs arrested.
This guy is a lunatic. Don't listen to him, Canada. Doesn't matter if he has fancy flags in the background. Okay, don't listen to a crazy man ranting on Parliament Hill, wherever he's doing these things. He's obviously not well. He's got crazy ideas, and we're done listening to crazy ideas. Okay, we're done taking your advice, Charlie Angus. Thank you. Bye. Please
Charlie
go
Angus
retire.
is one of the reasons we want to leave. Like he's one of the reasons that the leaders of our best industries, the industries that pay the bills around here, the reason this country has not tumbled into a serious recession is because Alberta is not in a recession. We are pulling around this entire country like an anchor around our leg and
like
somehow managing to keep our head above water. And Charlie Angus wants the CEOs of the oil and gas companies arrested.
Yeah, sure does. Sure does. He's anti-roads, he's anti-travel, he's just like a complete flame and earth muffin who has terrible ideas. And we should not listen to people like Charlie Angus.
Well, we're going to listen to him one more time because he's got another.
Okay. Okay.
He's calling for a political investigation into the Trump administration and other actors. Because again, these people don't understand grassroots volunteerism when people actually care about an issue. He's used to left-wing environmentalists who have to get paid to say that they believe in something.
But the most serious threat to Canada is coming from the White House. For this reason, I'm calling on Anton Bugman, the newly appointed Foreign Interference Transparency Commissioner, to launch an investigation into efforts by the Trump administration and other political actors to destabilize our country. Specifically, I am asking him to investigate allegations that there were a series of meetings held between top State Department officials and a small group of Alberta separatists. In February 2025, Donald Trump stated that the only way Canada could win concessions in trade negotiations was agree to give up our nation to MAGA. That same week, Prime Minister Trudeau told business leaders that Trump was serious in his determination to break our nation. And within days, a group calling themselves the Republican Party of Alberta, led by an ex-U.S. Marine, filed papers with Elections Alberta to break up our country.
That's not quite what Cam Davies did. But okay. He ran in Olds, Didsbury, and lost, and he was a Jason Kenney staffer. Like, it's not like he's just some mystery guy.
Former U.S., big scary guy interfering and whatever. Charlie Angus, this is actually arguably embarrassing. And again, if Alberta is so bad, if the West is so bad, if all of our ideas are so bad, why do you want to keep us? Like, why would you want to keep people in a place that's just so different from your way of thinking, Charlie? Like, really, if what you're looking for is unity, you're not going to get it doing things like this. Unity can't be demanded. It's earned. And if you want a united Canada, then start talking to the West like we're part of this with you, instead of just an afterthought and a thorn in your side.
He wants
really
us to bend the knee.
Yeah, kiss the ring. That's exactly
we're
what he
not.
wants. Yeah.
We're not gonna. And just because I dedicated so much of my work this morning, early in the morning, to Charlie Angus's craziness, I just want to point out one thing, because he seems really like he wants an investigation into the White House.
Like, this is
also, Charlie, who are you? You're not an MP anymore. How are you on Parliament Hill holding press conferences?
I was gonna ask that. I was like, why is it? When I was talking just earlier,
I can't get into that building.
And yet he can call a presser in the building, it looks like, because who else has a wall of flags? Like, each of us have our individual ones, but who
that
has
was
a
on
wall?
Parliament Hill. I couldn't have covered that press conference if I wanted to. And actually, I probably would have wanted to cover that one, because I would have asked him some pointed questions like, what about Quebec? So he's real mad that the prominent people in the independence movement went to the United States to talk to State Department officials. He's real mad about that. That's not unusual. And I wrote that up because Quebec did this openly. So during the 1995 referendum period, Quebec separatists actively cultivated support and recognition from Americans, French, and other international actors. So the French being the obvious ones, of course, because you are a country if another country recognizes you as a country. That just happened with Somaliland. But he said he claimed in his press conference he'd never seen the Parti Québécois talking with the Americans. But fact-checked him. Not only did they meet with foreign officials, but actively sought to meet with American, French, and other international actors in the lead up to the 1995 referendum, including President Clinton.
Charlie Angus is the new Elizabeth May. You know what I mean? Like,
how crazy as the day is long.
Yeah. How many golf course drinks did he have before this press conference? I wonder.
He looks like a crazy professor who sleeps in his Volvo in his suit.
Sleeps in his cardigan, just shows up all unkempt. I'm going to rant into the microphone. No, but like literally what he's saying there are like the ramblings of a conspiratorial guy at a bar. Like, that's what they sound like. And here we have Charlie Angus, just unlimited access to Parliament to hold press conferences. You know, and I hope he gets his wish. You know, I hope he gets his wish, and that there is an investigation into what happened, but it's by the Americans onto Charlie Angus. Like, I hope Charlie Angus is garnering the attention from the Americans that he so rightly deserves.
I think they care,
and his activist friends. You know,
I think they care nothing about Charlie Angus. Now, I find him annoying, and I still don't know how he got that press conference and why he thinks just standing at a podium demanding an investigation into nothing, you know, without proof, is somehow going to fall on receptive ears.
We should truly, though, find out how Charlie Angus, a non-member of Parliament, got access to the press, like to what looks like the press gallery or the Parliament buildings. We should find out, because if you guys can't walk in there,
the press
Canada,
theater.
if you can't, then why is Charlie Angus able to do this? What privileges does he have?
And I know, like, Campaign Life Coalition, they'll hold press conferences in the National Press Theater. And I remind them again, I'm doing it live on air right now. Campaign Life Coalition, if you want me to attend these things, you can't hold them there.
Right. You can't use the government facilities who are going to gatekeep everybody.
Yeah,
that's right.
You can't.
For everyone in Canada, actually.
Yep. Okay. Olivia tells me that because we have a tight timeline, we can do. We have two cringes. Let's do the first one from Mark Nixon, and then we've got one from Trudeau that you requested. So first one from Mark Nixon. Mark Carney was heckled at the pride raising ceremony. And he points out the last time a prime minister was heckled this bad, it was days before a resignation announcement. Let's watch these two insectoids try to raise a flag with all of their might.
There we go. Alors, c'est le moment. Well, good afternoon, everyone. What a pleasure. Le drapeau de la vérité. Ce n'est pas vrai. C'est pas vrai. Il y a près de 50 ans que le drapeau... C'est un moment... merci beaucoup pour ça, mais c'est un moment de la célébration, c'est un moment de fierté. Il y a près de 50 ans, le drapeau de la fierté.
So, you know, like you don't normally respond to a heckler like that by saying, that's not true, that's not true. But he did. I believe, good sir, you've lost the gaze.
Oh, the shine may be dulling on the prime minister of the country. But, you know, I just got to get handed to that guy. He knew that all the cameras were facing Mark Carney and that he had to yell louder than what the microphones were amplifying. Right. And there's a guy that just did it. And I kind of love this energy in this world. It's necessary to break through. It's necessary to break through sometimes. So, yeah, shame on you, Mark Carney, and good for that guy.
Heckled at the pride flag raising ceremony. We've got, where is it? The cringe. This comes to us by way of Ryan Garrettson. Trudeau once again being ostracized reminds me of when he would go to large political gatherings outside of Canada and everyone would ignore him. That's some of my favorite video clips of Trudeau is him being lost at the United Nations, where like Trump is
trying to get Trump's attention.
Yeah, Trump's being the big dog and he's like shaking everybody's hand and slapping people on the back. And there's Trudeau like picking up a folder, opening up a folder, sitting back down, organizing his pen on the table.
Yeah, making everything nice and straight, just sort of killing time while the big guy ignores you. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's happening in Hollywood. Let's watch.
Look how creepy. Look how creepy.
He looks mental.
How creepy is that?
This looks like a clip from a horror movie.
No, like this is peak level creepy, just standing off to the side, like lurking off to the side. But like you know what I mean? Like we've seen this happen before. He's like a weird sort of distant voyeur. Like that's his thing. Like he likes to creep off into the corner and then just watch to see what everybody's doing. Oh,
look at
no. Just gag inducing. Like honestly, the dress is so bad I can't even stand.
It's terrible. It's
golf
terrible.
balls.
And then he grabs her butt cheek. I
Like
want to
the
jump out of my skin.
Does nobody remember the kokanee grope? Like, does nobody like? And the
He gave her the kokanee grope. Yes,
out loud, performative, right there for all the world to see. That's what happened. His picture with his wife in Vanity Fair back in 2015. There was a lot made of it. He has his hands all over her butt. Like this guy has made an entire career over being a creepy butt grabber, a groper.
Right.
That's a creepy AF groper. This is and the crazy thing is he's still like, why is he able to go to these fancy, like, why is he in jail? Nobody did more to this country than him. And yet he's just there living his best life. Go back, like, go down. There we go. Yep.
This one where she was wearing a fitted brocade curtain.
Yes. This is Justin and his first wife, we'll call her. What's her name again? Oh, what is it?
Sophie Gregoire Trudeau.
Thank you. I wasn't stuck on the Sophie. I was stuck on the Gregoire. Thank you. But this is his brand. He's been groping himself across the planet for years. And like, when are we going to acknowledge that this is creepy? This is creepy. The guys.
Do you know? Yeah, like
if you Vaseline humans, look how glossy they are. You guys just glistening and lizards get like, ooh. This is frightening. This is arguably frightening.
If you're facing serious criticism. One of the largest controversies of your controversy-plagued career is that you grabbed someone's butt. Maybe don't grab someone's butt when the cameras are rolling.
Maybe. But this is all very much on brand for the Trudeaus. His dad had a very famous affair with Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
Justin Trudeau is in his Barbara Streisand era. The Streisand effect. The new Streisand effect.
His face is looking a little Streisand-y, actually. Also,
He
I
that'll
don't
look
know
good.
if he was lurking creepily. I think he was lurking enviously.
I do too.
I think he was like, that used to be me, where I was the big fish in the small pond in Canada. Now I'm in Hollywood and I'm
know what?
just Katy Perry's boyfriend.
I could see him being
fuming.
I could see him being into some weird humiliation ritual cuck stuff. Just
barf.
Sorry guys, pardon. But this
Pardon
is like, isn't that what it's giving? I'll sit in the corner and watch you, baby.
I think he's fuming because they want to talk to her and nobody cares about him. Gross. Trudeau cuck stuff.
We are so sorry, Canada. But as long as he is the former prime minister and he is not in jail, we're gonna remind you of what we let
Every
him
day.
Yeah,
every day.
What the world lets him do. Anyway,
all right. Let's wrap the show so that Olivia can have her studio back. Lise, we'll save the Polyev stuff for tomorrow because I think it's good. Western Wednesday tomorrow. We have the Buffalo panel tomorrow. Myself, Lise, and one or two Western-based panelists on the issue of Western independence and issues plaguing us out here.
I hope Chris Scott might be available. I'd love to reconnect with him.
Me too. Actually, I should reach out to him. Maybe I'll film a TGS gun show. The gun show. TGS is what we call it in-house with Chris Scott. All right. Let's wrap the show. Lise, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Rebel News, and we will see you later.
Yes. Thanks, Olivia, and everybody who works behind the scenes at Rebel News. Thanks to those of you who engage with our content. Leave a little bit to keep the lights on here. It's a big help. We promise you, and we just stretch your dollars so far. It's unbelievable. We'll see you tomorrow, and as we frequently say on the show here, if you find us offensive, maybe don't find us at all.
We have a limited store drop for you featuring Tim Hortons merchandise. If you want to sport some sassy swag out in the wild, head on over to rebelnewsstore.com and check out what we have to offer there. You can also use the QR code to save a certain percentage off of your total purchase, so don't miss that discounted offer. Limited time only, so get it while you can at the Rebel News Store.